So together, one family, father and son, have ruled one country of a little over 9 million population for 58 years. 58 years. Now, for the people of Togo, they are simply saying enough of this political hostage by one political family. Have the Togolese people woken up? Have they had enough of one family rule them for years, which is about to get worse by the recent reform in their constitution? Now, as we speak in Togo, protests are ongoing against their president, Faure Gnassingbé, fueled by constitutional reform that could extend his rule indefinitely, and concerns about a deliberate crackdown and forceful suppression of opposition and critics of the government. Now, this is the reason why they have taken to the streets and they are protesting, calling for the president to resign. Now, Togo people have been protesting, simply saying enough is enough of the Gnassingbé political dynasty who have been in power since 1969. 1969. First, it was his father, Osih-Oyelude, who ruled from the 14th of April 1967 up until February 5th, 2005, when he died. And then his son, Faure Gnassingbé, took over in 2005. Until date, he's still the president. I'm talking about he's been president for 20 years, while his father did for 38 years. So together, one family, father and son, have ruled one country of a little over 9 million population for 58 years. 58 years. Now, for the people of Togo, they are simply saying enough of this political hostage by one family. So it's been days of road obstruction, protest, calling for, Faure Gnassingbé to resign. They've had enough. And on social media, hashtag Faure must go, hashtag Gnassingbé must go has been trending for days. The Togolese people have been protesting, not today. They have been doing it. Now, this renewed protest is coming after the lawmakers in their National Assembly, which is from the ruling party, that's the president's party, the UNIR party. What they did on the 19th of April was to adopt a change to the constitution by a vote of 87-0. Now, that eliminates citizens' right to vote directly for their president. Now, this constitutional reform that will almost allow the president to be in office indefinitely. It was introduced, I think, sometime last year in 2024, that somehow, like I said, takes away the right of the people to choose their leader and places it in the hand of their parliament. Now, this year, the reform was given a pass by, of course, the parliament that is filled by the president's, members of his party. And they have now placed the power to choose in the hands of what they now call Council of Ministers. Like, how far can you go when you want to hold a country to ransom for years? Now, this recent constitutional change in Togo have effectively shifted the balance of power from a presidential to a parliamentary system. Now, that evades presidential term limits. Now, there are two key issues here. First, it removes the direct election of the president by the people. Instead, the National Assembly, that's the country's legislative body, will be responsible for electing the president. The president's term would now be increased from 5 to 6 years. This is what is happening in Togo. Just one man making this decision without a referendum. All these are happening. And you see, the regional body, ECOWAS, is looking the other way. That is why they are decimating their powers. Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, and I think Mali or so have left them. They've now formed the Sahel, group, because they do nothing. One man You just want to hold a country of over 9 million people to ransom. Your family want to rule for years. This is not good. Once you get into power and you have to do things because you are in power, then it's no longer a democracy. It's now a dictatorship. That is what is happening. A dictatorship, covered in form of democracy. That is what is playing out in Togo. And the people are saying, no, we don't want it. Another people that I have to commend, apart from the Kenyan people, the Togolese people. The president, you've been there for 20 years. I don't think there is something you want to do for the people, any new idea you want to bring now that you haven't brought. If there is nothing you have done to better the lives of the people after spending 20 years, then there is nothing you can do again. Why are you changing constitution just so that your party, as long as your party remain in power, you will remain the president? Why are African leaders so hungry for power that they want to remain there? Why they do nothing? You're not impacting on the lives of the people positively, but you just want to stay there. You just want to stay there and then become a dictator while at it. This like you've practically removed the power from the people to vote their leaders. How cruel can you be? This is not good. And that is why the people of Togo, they have taken to the street and they're protesting it in strong terms. These are the videos of people like
for the people are tired of this Nyasingbe family. Togo does not belong to Nyasingbe. Nchu vondi yakame gbemela kese yakevale edwadi kobe hodwa kozweto e vondi wu egbopo mitumu krama vondi nemo egbopo jime fodi ne Togo president ale bobe egbopo mitumu krama fodi nemo. I don't know I don't know. The unfortunate of Togo is the Nyasingbe family, I'm telling you.
So one of Togolese political activists, I'm talking about Farida Bemba Naburema, this lady has been on this, She has been an advocate for the fall of the Nachingbe dynasty for years. I've followed her on social media, and she has been very, very consistent in calling for a change in political power in Togo. So let me read what she wrote on social media since this protest started. She said, in 20 years of power, dictator Nachingbe has changed Togo's constitution 4 times. In 2005, to legitimize his military-backed coup. In 2007, to concentrate even more power in his hands. In 2019, to deceive the international community by pretending to introduce term limits, fooling the opposition in the process. And finally, in 2024, to abolish presidential election altogether by shifting Togo to a parliamentary system. Just 2 weeks after his last constitutional change, he rushed parliamentary elections and claimed without shame that his party won 97% of the seats. This allowed him, as head of the ruling party, to become head of state under a new title he invented, President of the Council of Ministers. Under this role, Fure no longer needs election. He no longer has term limits. He can now rule for life, just like his father before him, who held power for 38 years until his death. All that's left for him to crown himself emperor, His Highness Emperor Gnashingbe II. And he expected the people of Togo to sit idle and watch him continue this nonsense. Hashtag Fure must go. Free Togo. So yeah, he has been changing the constitution just to suit him. So he is the head of the Council of Ministers. So as long as his party has the majority seat in the parliament, he will continue to be the head of state. He will continue to be the president. How selfish. And you see, somehow his party has the majority. I think 108 or so over like 5 opposition in the House or something like that. And this is because of the sham of an election they did, to bring in the parliamentary election they did to bring in members of the parliament, which was not properly done. So the opposition decided to sit it out. That is how that's how his party have this much majority to, do all these shenanigans they're doing in government. You see why sometimes you see opposition. I understand that sometimes to protest, you have to walk out of something. But if you know your country, if you know that walking out will not illegitimize the process, why not stay and fight? Because you walked out, the opposition walked out of, because the process of conduct of the election was flawed, they walked out, and then the ruling party took that as an opportunity, and now they have majority to do what they wanted to do. Then you're going to continue to cry foul. That's it. They have the majority. And since they've passed it into law, they've now moved from the presidential to the parliamentary system of government. He's now the head of the parliament. And as long as he's there, as long as they continue to win, which of course, if he's the head of the Council of Ministers, he's going to do everything. Somebody who can be changing constitution every Eke market days. How can he not work so that his party will remain in government? And as long as his party remains in government, he remains the president. So there is no limit to his term in office. And the people of Togo are saying, no way. We have had enough of the Gnashingbe dynasty. Not anymore. We've had enough. You've been there. It's not like all these years that you've been there. The life of an average Togolese is better for it. You don't have any idea to bring anymore. Let the people go. Can't you guys do the honorable thing? Do your term in office and leave. You see, the countries in Africa that are doing true democracy, now the process might still be, have little tweaks. Nigeria, Ghana, some countries. Yeah, the election, they still have to fine tune it. But one thing is clear, that they've been able to do a consistent electoral process that can change from one government to another, if that is the only thing that at least Nigeria is getting right. There is no time anybody wants to come in now and change anything. The highest you would do is 8 years. And that 8 years is because after you've done your 4 years first, you do another election and come in for another 4 years. And after that, you bounce. Nobody is saying you cannot come out and just adjust the way you like. Nigeria we have passed that level. You can't even do that again. You can't be shifting goalposts at any time. When your term is coming to an end, you put one thing that will make you extend. Like, who does that? Playing with the lives of the people? You can't be doing that. There are a lot of countries. Another country, Cameroon, those ones, they have Ancient of Days as a president there. A president that is just there. Like they've been there. Ask yourselves, how have you bettered the lives of the Togolese people? 58 years, one family, rule a country of more than 9 million people. There has to be a way out. The people have simply had enough of one family. Can it just change? Can you free the people of Togo? They have been on the streets. Enough is enough. You see, the case of Togo and the case of Kenya, although different contexts in terms of politics, but all boils down to one thing. They are demanding for true government. They want their country to be governed properly. And that I applaud them. Both countries, the citizens of both countries, I applaud them for taking their own destiny in their hands. So this is what a lot of people on the continent of Africa should emulate. Enough of bad government. We have so much as Africans to be better off. Our lives should be better off, than it is at the moment. But when we continue to have selfish and self-centered leaders, we are going nowhere. If taking it by force is the only language they understand, then maybe the people will have to take it by force. Enough is enough. Anyway, to the Togolese people, congratulate you people. We will continue to support you people with our voice in the best way we can. We cannot do anything more than just what we're doing, which is to show our solidarity with the people of Togo, with the people of Kenya, and hopefully other countries who need this kind of process to straighten up their leaders. We borrow a leaf from these two countries who are just leading by example. The people of the country, who are leading by example. So I say congratulations to the people of Togo and also congratulations to the people of Kenya. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.